Hey folks, I'm going to apologize in advance for the sound quality. We are broadcasting, this is going to be a very short video from the home of where everyone's paycheck disappears, Starbucks. So this is going to be a really short PSA and just a little general chit chat for fun. So the first thing is I did make it to yoga this morning, almost barely, and you know, like all good intentions of mice and men, I diddled and almost didn't make it to class on time, which would have been a convenient excuse to not take class. And for those of you who are in the process of trying to make habit changes, you know, obviously, you know, the biggest challenge is overriding your habit patterns, because it's so easy to make excuses or to create reasons to make excuses. So, but I did, and I went, and I conquered, and I am so appallingly in bad condition in terms of range of motion and flexibility. It's amazing how much you lose from mileage and lack of use. So don't ever kid yourself and say that this is old age. This is literally just mileage and lack of use. And because of that, it means they can also be overcome. So now here's the PSA part, and then I'm going to try and get off here because we've got some, where I live, we got some douchebags who like to rev up their engines, and so there's a lot of really noisy young guys in noisy cars going by. There's an astrologer on YouTube that I think very highly of and I have a lot of respect for. His name is Steve Judd, Judd. So Steve Judd is apparently undergoing a medical procedure that is going to knock him out of the loop for a couple of months, and that's going to put a huge strain on his finances. So, you know, the big well-kept secret in astrology that you guys probably aren't aware of is, nobody makes a fortune doing this work. Don't let anybody kid you. So the videos you see of people in these really big fancy houses, their husbands are paying for that. You know, the videos you see, you know, where they're looking like they're having, you know, an okay time, they probably got other jobs. Like, and there's no shame in that. Like, I've never known mystics to be millionaires. So that's kind of the price you pay for pursuing a spiritual practice. Like, you can either do good in this world or you can exploit people and make a fortune. You know, we haven't quite found the happy medium between those things. Unless you're Osho, of course. Anyway, so needless to say, Steve Judd, who has a lot of integrity in his work, which is why I have a tremendous amount of respect for him, you know, he's undergoing a medical procedure. It's going to put a strain on his finances because nobody makes a lot of money doing this. So right now, apparently what he's doing is he just did a 2 to 3 hour lecture on the planet Pluto. And he is selling copies of this video lecture or taking donations for it to help fortify his income while he's in recovery. So he's asking for 5 to 10 pounds for the recording, and he'll send it to you. I don't know what that translates into for the currency where you're at, but if you're interested in learning astrology from somebody who actually knows what they're talking about and didn't just learn this last week from their own teacher and now they're selling it to you, you know, or picked up a book a month ago and suddenly they're an expert because, you know, the joys of YouTube. Steve Judd is someone I would highly recommend taking a listen to, and even if you're not interested in learning about the planet Pluto, or, you know, this is just not your cup of tea, if nothing else, you'll have someone else that I think is worthwhile to follow. So definitely go check him out, Steve Judd, and I'll put a link to his video for the medical procedures talking about in the videos in the comments below later today. And the other thing, I have some exciting news, is that I finally found a group of folks who, one actually does video production for a news station in his regular life. So I found this new moon has been really good. If you're out there treasure hunting, there was some really good stuff to be found. So I fell into this phenomenal group of people under this eclipse, and they're all very creative people and are tech people. So I'm going to finally get help with audio and video editing and the technical stuff that I'm really struggling with. So here's the exciting part. You guys are going to like this. We may finally be able to put together Astrology 101 videos for you guys with something useful. So now the thing to understand is that putting together a lesson plan is not an overnight process. Anybody who teaches can tell you that. Because in order to make it a good lesson plan that actually does something, that actually teaches people, like, you got to put some time and effort into it. The other thing is that video editing, the process of putting together a video, also is not a simple process. Like what we're doing right now, this is like literally kind of what they call gonzo journalism. It's like, you know, doing it on the fly. But a proper edited, produced video that has a specific thing going on with multiple things happening other than a person talking at you, that takes some time and work and editing, and it's not fast or easy. It's a lot of hours invested, you know, many hours invested to produce 30 minutes of a good quality produced video. Who knew, right? But I finally found people who are able to help me make those dreams a reality. So hopefully in the coming months, we'll be able to put some stuff together. The other thing, just for grins and giggles, one of the things I'm going to do for my own edification, and if you're interested, I'll share it with you, is I'm going to be doing some progress videos. So I'm going to take a video of where I'm at right now in terms of my flexibility, which is pretty poor, you know, and all the restrictions that I'm working with, and we're going to see, we're going to repeat the same poses in 2 months, and we're going to see what type of progress is possible, you know, for average people, you know, in the course of 2 months of consistent yoga practice. Because I think it should be remarkable. And it's also good to remember that people who are very flexible now weren't necessarily always flexible when they started. So, and yoga rocks. I can't believe I actually struggled to get here on time this morning. So that is it. I'm going to enjoy my very, very, very expensive coffee here at Starbucks. And then I'm going to go get some work done, and then I'm going back to the gym. Then I'm going to go meet these folks who do audio, video editing, and work on some creative projects. So I hope you guys are doing awesome and well, and please by all means visit Steve Judd's page and show a little love. Or if nothing else, pick him up as someone to subscribe to. And I will talk to you guys soon. We will have September horoscopes up, and also remember August, we're almost through it, and we still got some bumpy road ahead. So we're not completely out of the woods until the first week after the first week of September. So get your pleasurable times in, your productive times in for the remainder of August where you can, okay? And know that it's we have to wait until after the first week of September for the bumpy portion of the ride to stop. And then it's gonna be a lot easier. So get the work in now while you can and prepare so you can have much smoother sailing come September. And that's it, okay? You guys be awesome, pay it forward, and remember, practice kindness.